Hi, welcome to Alaskan in Thailand. I'm up here at the north end of the beach up here by the Hilton again. Beautiful morning, about 7 o'clock. I was out playing on the oyster rocks earlier. Took a run, got my morning run in anyway. Beautiful morning, somewhat cloudy, keeps it cool, but it'll burn off, be a beautiful day again today, I'm sure. Well, today I thought I'd celebrate my 1 year in Hua Hin. Yes, I've been in Hua Hin, Thailand 1 year now. I checked my passport the other day. I wasn't too sure, and sure enough, on the 15th of September is when I came over here from the Philippines. So I actually spent a couple months in the Philippines before I came here too. So I've actually been in Asia 14 months now. And you might want to ask, how's it going for me? Well, actually it's going pretty good. I have no complaints really. It's much better than where I came from in the Philippines, because I can do so much more here. There's so much walking and night markets, street markets, better malls, bigger, just food everywhere, more housing. This place is geared for tourism, whereas the Philippines really ain't. The infrastructure ain't geared. It's hard to find rentals. For me, it was. The power was on and off a lot too. So, it just, there's no nightlife at all where I was. None. I mean, it was dark. If I go outside, it was just pure dark, and there was, a road with no street lights. So it was kind of a lonely place to be, and I was barely just surviving there. I wasn't doing too well. My mind was starting to eat itself because there was nothing to do. No beach, local beach. I could go down and go to the boulevard there and just walk along. It's a sidewalk along along some smelly water. It really ain't that nice. So anyway, after coming over here to the Philippines, or here to Thailand, and I got all these night markets, I can go out to it in the evening, and just choices of food. I got like 4 or 5 different night markets I can walk to just within walking distance. And there's many more than that, and there's probably a bunch of them I don't even know about. I mean, there's just food and things to do all over this place. You can just go walking around in the evening. It's safe. You don't have to worry about getting mugged, your phone snatched, or anything like that. So for that aspect, I'm doing pretty good. I think, and then I came over also for my health. I needed some surgery for my hernia. I got a hernia surgery here in Hua Hin. I knew the healthcare was better in Thailand. It was actually going to be cheaper for me. Depending on where you go, it's cheaper. If you go to the main hospitals, it can be expensive, but the government hospital was right up my alley. It only cost me $800 for a couple of nights in the hospital. So I got that knocked out, and that was what I really came here for. I knew I had to get that done, and I thought I'd check it out, and if I liked it, I would stay. If not, I could always go back to the Philippines. But yeah, it's been great. I got my hernia fixed, and during recovery and everything, I've kind of settled in here and met a few people and have a few friends, and I just got into the lifestyle here, and it's much more laid back, not as intense as the Philippines. The Philippines is pretty intense. There's just people and traffic, and it's crowded, and you got to watch your stuff, and you never know who's your friend and who's not. And here the local Thai, they don't even hardly look at you. They just ignore you like you're a ghost practically. They don't bother you. They'll say hi. They're more than friendly, but I don't get the vibe of being watched like they're gonna rip me off or anything like that. It's really a bunch of middle-class people that are doing pretty well, and I don't think they want anything from me really. It's my business. I get catcalled once in a while walking by a business, but that's about it. You really don't get harassed or bothered or people trying to beg or anything like that. So from that aspect, it's pretty good. And back in the Philippines, I was paying $450 a month for my room, studio apartment, and it was electricity was about $30 a month. And then I compare that to my here I got, and that was way out in the middle of nowhere, kind of out in Condoy, about halfway to Valencia, just kind of in the middle of nowhere, halfway up the mountain sort of. And it was a local area with just a local neighborhood. It wasn't an expat area or nothing. So I was kind of stuck in there with everybody speaking Bisaya, and the only establishments were little sari stores and stuff. You could only go in And there's nothing in them sorry stores you guys are going to want. You know, you might need cigarettes or beer. That's what you can get there. But if anything else, there's a bunch of Filipino snacks and stuff. You're not going to have any interest in much of that stuff. Soap they sell and things like laundry soap. And that's all. Not much. So yeah, here I can go wandering on down. And like I was saying, my rent over there was $450 a month almost. And here I'm down to $340 a month. And my electricity is only less than $18 a month. My water bill's like $5 a month. So the living is, for me, is cheaper here. This is more budget friendly to me than it was back in the Philippines, even, you know. And you think the Philippines is cheap, but actually the food and prices of food and stuff was getting expensive and still is getting more expensive. And you know, it's hard to be, I don't know how the locals make it, because it was Western prices almost. For like, if you eating out at a restaurant, you're paying Western prices over there just about. And here you can too, but there's a lot of cheaper food around here you can eat. You'll like the Thai street food compared to the Philippine street food. There's no comparison. Their food is like blood soup and fish soup, and you buy it, you know, lumpia and adobo, or yeah, it's just things, chicken feet soup, chicken guts on a stick, barbecue and stuff like that. You Westerners really ain't gonna gravitate to that kind of diet. I can tell you that right now. They eat a lot of veggies and stuff too. So you're not gonna be interested so much in their diet and their foods available. But here in Thailand, man, they cater to, the Thai food is just outstanding anyway, and they do a great job at prepping it. They do a great job of keeping it on ice and everything. So yeah, I would say it's easier for me and cheaper to eat here, and I do. I think it's much cheaper, better food by 100%. And after getting my hernia fixed up, my health, you know, that's one thing. I went and got my dental fixed. I had some bad front teeth. I had 4 bad ones. The top 2 were chipped off pretty bad. The bottom 2, I chewed tobacco and it wore the enamel off the fronts of them and actually hollowed out the front of the tooth like a canoe. The front of it like this. It's hollowed them out like this, both these front teeth. And he filled them up and made them look just like normal teeth again. So I'm back to a pretty good, you know, I still have a snargly tooth smile, but it was much better. I was going to lose those teeth within a year. I could tell the bottom teeth were just going to wear away to nothing. Once you get that enamel wore off, they go fast then, you know. And he saved them, and only for $150 too. He did 4 teeth all at once. I walked out smiling, looking like a $100 bill. It's really incredible what that man did for $150. I highly recommend him. That was the Hua Hin Dental Clinic, just right up on the main road there. It's a great place. So there, I got my hernia fixed, my teeth fixed, and now I'm eating better, you know, than I would in the Philippines. I know that, and I'm probably losing weight. I'm actually staying where I want to be. I'm at 175 pounds. I'm 6'2", so that suits me. I could actually drop down to 170. I'd probably even feel better, but I'm okay at 175. And I eat, you know, I'm on an OMAD diet. I eat once a day, but I eat a lot, and then I eat a snack before bed again. So my health is doing great. I think I'm doing good. I started jogging again. I got this nice beach here to walk and jog on. The sand fleas are biting my ankles. You guys that are coming, remember, bug dope is a good thing. But yeah, so I do the same thing as I did in Alaska. When I was in Alaska, I drink my coffee and I walk out the door and I walk straight down to the beach. I lived right on the Yukon River beach. It was a gravel sand beach, and I had my boat and my wood and my nets and my smokehouse and my fish rack and stuff down there. So every day I'd walk down there and hang out on the beach, look around, check the water, see if animals, bears came around or something, you know. And I'd take my dogs for a run. I had a wolf dog. I'd take him. We'd go run up the beach. I never ran much, but I'd take them for a short run, and that was always fun. So for me to be able to come out of my hotel and walk straight down to the beach, it's just almost like I didn't have to give that up going, you know, coming from Alaska. And I appreciate that. I really need a little bit of nature around me at all times to help me digest my thoughts, clear my mind, and just think, you know. I don't even want people around me. I just want to be out. And that's the thing I did in Alaska. You know, I spent a lot of time out in the woods in the country alone. You know, I was always alone. I didn't always hunt with people. I went out alone every day. I had friends that I did hunt with on, you know, sometimes, but I was always out there, and I pretty comfortable with myself. You know, I'm really more comfortable with myself than actually other people. But a good friends, I had a couple of good friends, and we go out too. You know, so it wasn't all one-sided. But anyway, getting sidetracked a bit. I'm here in Hua Hin. I got a year in, and I just got my retirement visa and stamped. It says I'm good till August of 2026. So I looks like I'm not going anywhere, at least from Thailand. And Hua Hin checks all the boxes for me. You know, I there's probably better places, and this is kind of touristy, and it ain't ideal. The water's marginal clean. It's the air is marginally breathable at certain times of the year, so it don't have everything. It ain't perfect, but I am doing much better than I would be in the Philippines. I can guarantee you that. And I'm just going to keep enjoying it. And this is my new life, I guess. I can't go back to Alaska and live in the cold and the ice and the snow and chop wood. I just ain't going to do it. And I ain't got really any other choice. So this fits my lifestyle pretty good. So I think I'm here, well, at least until August of next year. We'll see what happens then. I'll be sure to update you for sure. But anyway, pretty quiet Monday morning here on the beach. There was a couple table full of Thai over here still having a beer. But I'll give you a look around and shut her down. Yeah, it's a really quiet morning here. Really low tide. Yeah, pretty lonely here in the beach. Well, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I upload every day. See you in the next one.